Charlotte-Washington game that's going on right now.
Stop. Hey, you're not going to be disparaging my Hornets Bobcats. Pecan Knipple, Miles Bridges. I just want you to know the Hornets Bobcats are balling right now. Got to give them their flowers. That young man, Con Knipple,
yes, sir,
is flat out balling.
The transformation didn't happen gradually. It happened suddenly. The Charlotte Hornets have won 10 of their last 11 games. And since the start of 2026, they rank first in the NBA in net rating and offensive rating, while allowing the lowest opponent effective field goal percentage in the league. Just one season ago, they won 21 games. For years, they were viewed as a rebuilding franchise without direction. Now, they're executing with precision. A rookie is pursuing statistical milestones never before reached. Their head coach has been named Eastern Conference Coach of the Month. The shift is structural, measurable, and undeniable. There are 4 central factors behind this rise. And the first begins with a player rewriting franchise history. If you're not paying attention to what's happening in Charlotte right now, you're missing the start of something special. And it begins with a 20-year-old rookie who's quietly chasing history. Con Knipple is averaging 18, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. That's impressive for a rookie. But the real story isn't the volume, it's the efficiency. He's shooting 48% from the field, 42, 8% from 3, and 89, 9% from the free throw line. If you know basketball, those numbers should make you pause. He's flirting with 50-40-90 territory. That's the exclusive club only 9 players in NBA history have ever reached. Legends like Steve Nash, Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, and Dirk Nowitzki. No rookie has ever done it. Not one. And Knipple has 28 games left to make history. The Rookie of the Year race? Wide open. He's right there alongside his former Duke teammate Cooper Flagg. But consistency is where Knipple separates himself. He's scored in double figures in 33 of 37 games this season, including a 19-game streak where he just kept delivering night after night. Against Dallas, he dropped 34. Back home in Milwaukee, 26. Big stage, doesn't matter. He shows up. And here's what makes him so valuable for the Charlotte Hornets. He's not just a shooter. On draft night, critics labeled him one-dimensional, a catch-and-shoot specialist, someone who couldn't create. But those 6 assists per game tell a different story. He makes reads. He keeps the ball moving. He's a connector who also happens to be one of the most dangerous shooters in the league. That changes everything. When defenses can't leave you for even half a second, it warps the geometry of the floor. Driving lanes open up. Rotations break down. One mistake and it's 3 points. And that's where the backcourt becomes lethal. LaMelo Ball is averaging 19, 3 points and 3 assists. Those aren't even his highest numbers. But this is the most complete version of LaMelo we've ever seen. His net rating, the best of his career, up by 5. 1 points. The old narrative that he's just flashy and doesn't impact winning? Throw it out. When he's on the floor, this team hums. When he sits, everything slows. He's the engine. Next to him, Brandon Miller is having a breakout. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists on 56% true shooting. He just won Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He's scored in double figures in 17 straight games and is averaging 22. 1 points over that stretch while shooting 50% from 3. That's not promising. That's star production. What makes this trio dangerous is how perfectly they fit together. LaMelo has leveled up mentally. He reads the game now. Earlier this season against Dallas, he fed the hot hand in the first half. Knipple couldn't miss. After halftime, when the defense adjusted, LaMelo flipped the switch and took over himself. That's feel. That's control. And when things get tight late in games, that's Miller's moment. He's become the stabilizer, the guy who calms chaos when opponents go on runs. Every playoff team needs that closer presence. The size advantage matters too. LaMelo at 6 feet 7 inches sees over most guards. Miller at 6 feet 7 inches with a 7-foot wingspan creates matchup nightmares. Length everywhere. Contested shots everywhere. Head coach Charles Lee has built a system that maximizes all of it. Since December 18th, when LaMelo returned fully healthy, Charlotte has owned the #1 offense in the league. And it's not reckless shot chucking. It's smart basketball. Corner threes, quick relocations, clean driving lanes, unselfish reads. Most teams with that kind of offensive firepower bleed points defensively. That's usually the trade-off. But here's where the story flips. Since the start of 2026, Charlotte has the 3rd best defensive rating in the NBA. They're holding opponents to the lowest effective field goal percentage in the league. Fewest corner threes allowed. Second fewest offensive rebounds. Third lowest opponent free throw rate. This was a franchise that struggled defensively for years. Now, they're suffocating teams. That kind of transformation doesn't happen by accident. It needs an anchor. Enter Moussa Diabate. He's averaging 6 rebounds per game, 17th in the NBA, and stacking double-doubles. Energy every possession. Switchability. Relentless motor. A couple of months ago, Charles Lee compared him to Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman. At the time, it sounded bold. Now, it sounds prophetic. And here's the wild part. Diabate was a second-round pick. The Clippers waived him after 2 seasons where he barely saw the floor. He was an afterthought. Now he's anchoring the most dominant 5-man unit in basketball. Think about that arc. A rookie flirting with 50-40-90 history. A backcourt that blends size, feel, and shot-making. A breakout wing becoming a closer. A defensive anchor nobody saw coming. This isn't just a hot streak. This is structural, sustainable, built on spacing, decision-making, and defensive discipline. For the first time in a long time, Charlotte isn't just exciting. They're balanced. And if Newport keeps shooting like this, if LaMelo continues controlling tempo, if Miller keeps ascending, if Diabate keeps cleaning everything up, we might look back on this season as the moment it all began. Because what's happening in Charlotte right now, it doesn't feel temporary. It feels like the foundation of something real.
I think we're seeing the development of LaMelo Ball from Barberry guys. If you watch LaMelo Ball play, I see hints of SGA. Now, I'm not comparing them completely, but what I see is a team starting to corral behind somebody who's a decision maker, somebody who's a willing passer, and somebody who is willing to take the chances.
You can't script this. From nearly out of the league to absolutely indispensable. That's one of the best redemption arcs in basketball right now, and it belongs to Moussa Diabate. What separates Diabate from most centers isn't just effort. It's versatility. He's 6 feet 10 inches, but he moves like a guard. He can switch onto perimeter players without getting cooked. He disrupts passing lanes with active hands. He's not the heaviest big on the floor, but he makes up for it with nonstop energy and underrated strength. Some of the most physically imposing centers in the league have struggled against him this year. And the numbers? They back up everything your eyes are telling you. Since Diabate became a full-time starter on December 23rd, the Charlotte Hornets are 11-6 when he plays and just 1-2 when he doesn't. Over that stretch, Charlotte ranks number 1 in offensive rating, number 6 in defensive rating, and number 1 in net rating at +10. 6. For perspective, that net rating is 1. 9 points per 100 possessions, better than the second best team in that same window. That's not solid. That's dominance. But this isn't just about one player. It's about a defensive identity installed by head coach Charles Lee. Every drive into the paint gets swarmed. Every three is contested. Opponents get funneled into awkward floaters and short mid-range shots instead of clean layups and open corner threes. And most importantly, they finish possessions. No second chances. No easy putbacks. When you combine elite offense with suffocating defense, it stops feeling like a hot streak. It starts looking like identity. And just when it felt like Charlotte had arrived, the front office pushed the chips in. At the trade deadline, the Hornets did something they haven't done in years. They acted like buyers. Charlotte sent out pieces and draft capital to land Kobe White and Mike Conley in a deal with the Chicago Bulls. After a minor medical wrinkle involving White's calf, the trade was adjusted slightly, but the value remained undeniable. White is averaging 18, 6 points and 4, 7 assists this season. That's real production. That's playoff caliber depth. And the fit? It's almost too perfect. He's a North Carolina native who played at UNC. He's literally coming home. But this isn't just about the storyline. His game fits Lee's system seamlessly. White is comfortable pulling up from 3. He can operate on or off the ball. That means he complements LaMelo Ball instead of duplicating him. Once healthy, he can run the second unit as a supercharged 6th man or slide into the starting lineup depending on matchups. That flexibility is gold in the postseason. And here's what makes the move even smarter. The Hornets didn't panic. They didn't trade first-round picks. They didn't mortgage their future. They upgraded shooting, added playoff experience with Conley, and strengthened the rotation without blowing up their core. That's controlled aggression. That's smart roster building. Now imagine the full picture. LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Con Newpol, Miles Bridges, Kobe White. That's potentially 5 players who can create their own shot at any given time. 5 players who can handle, pass, and score. They can go big with Diabate anchoring the middle. They can go small and switch everything. They can stagger minutes so there's always a playmaker on the floor. Game planning for that? Good luck. And maybe the biggest difference from previous seasons, depth. In years past, if LaMelo went down, the season collapsed. But now, there are real options, real creators, real scorers, not just guys eating minutes, guys who can win stretches of games. The ceiling just rose dramatically. And here's why the rest of the NBA should be paying attention. Last season, this team won 19 games. 19. They were the punchline of the league. Now, they've ripped off a 9-game winning streak, their longest since 1999. This isn't random. They have coaching. They have star power. Since the new year, they've been operating as a top 3 offense and a top 3 defense. And Kobe White hasn't even suited up yet. Charlotte hasn't made the playoffs since 2016. An entire generation of fans in that city hasn't experienced postseason basketball. That drought feels like it's on the verge of ending. This team isn't just improving, it's evolving. They've built an offense around spacing and decision-making. They've anchored a defense around effort and discipline. They've added depth without sacrificing flexibility. And they've done it with young players who are still ascending. That's the scary part. LaMelo is entering his prime. Miller's breaking out. Newpol is chasing history as a rookie. Diabate is anchoring elite lineups. White hasn't even debuted. There's no desperation here. No fluke shooting stretch masking deeper flaws. The numbers support it. The eye test confirms it. The identity is clear. For years, Charlotte lived in the middle, not bad enough to bottom out, not good enough to matter. That era feels over. Now they look like exactly what the league never wants to see. A young, confident team with balance on both ends of the floor, depth in the backcourt, switchable defense, and multiple players who can close games. That's not a feel-good story. That's a problem. And if this trajectory continues, we won't be talking about them as a surprise anymore. We'll be talking about them as contenders. The Hornets aren't just back. They're building something with real weight behind it. And the rest of the NBA might have just realized it's already too late to ignore it.